Hey guys, so sorry for the late start. Obviously haven't used this app in a while, so do forgive me. But I'm happy to have the founders of Complete Housing uh, in the building. I'm excited to have this conversation with you and to find out what Complete Housing is about. I know people have heard it off of your page and heard me make a little noise about it over here. So I'm excited for us to go into it. But before we start, just so people know who I'm talking to, can you introduce yourselves? We'll start with Kweku. Who is
Oh.
Kweku Jemfi?
um, let's just say I'm a big sucker for developmental stuff. I mean, it's the main decision why I chose the business development strategist as a career because I realized that I have a passion to see things being done right. You know, doing the little things as much as possible to make to make a difference, to make a very,
Right.
very huge difference. And that is what I have been on for the past I mean, for almost my life, virtually. So
That's awesome.
apart from me being a business development activist, one of the founders of Bergified and recently one of the founders of Complete Housing. I mean, I'm a big sucker for development. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm
That's
about.
awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
All right.
Can we go on? You can go ahead.
Yeah, so yeah, Kojo Mienza. Um, like Kweku, I'm focused on making maximum positive impact. That's what my life is dedicated to. That's why I decided to join Kweku when he brought the idea of complete housing. When I saw the impact that it could have, and when I
Mhm.
saw the problem that we have in Ghana with housing. So it's
Right.
something that spoke to me. Um, I've done a lot of different things in terms of my background. I've done computer science. I do cybersecurity.
Mhm.
I have a couple other companies. I've done trade business and contracting, some commodities businesses. I've been doing business since I was 11, 12 years old. I had an
Oh, wow.
online shopping business when I was 12. Yeah. I used to make money on Google ads when I was like
What?
13. So, yeah. Well, my parents didn't give me money, My parents are very rough. They told me, nah, I used to want certain things. So I grew up in the US and I grew up in a place where like everybody had like it seemed like everybody had everything. So I
Right.
went to ask my parents things and they said, no,
It
you need
doesn't
to
work
go
that
get
way.
those things. But I figured out how to hustle from a young age. I
Right.
would sell shirts, I would chains, I would get other kids didn't know how to use the platform, so I'll take their stuff and I'll sell it. And
There you
Yo,
go. There
you,
you go.
I was hustling, man. And
And
I
then
had
the
my
one
own
kid,
Jordans, I had my own designer
right.
clothes at 12, 13, coming in school.
Yeah. And then you can, and that's
So,
great though, because then it sets the pace for you to actually be in control of like what you want and getting what you want by just setting goals
right.
and be like, you know what? I want this Xbox and this is what I'm gonna do to get it. Right? And it sets
I
you
bought my
up
own
for like
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation. There you go. There you go. Don't
One.
date yourself though.
So,
But that's awesome.
yeah, that's being impact oriented. That's why I moved to Ghana just about a year ago,
Okay.
and that's why I'm totally focused on these sort of businesses, on these sort of ventures.
Awesome. Thank you guys. That's awesome. You sound like a power team right there because I can hear the business background, but I can hear the hustle and I can hear the drive to see your business is making impact, and that's huge. That's huge. And we'll go more into that. But before we get there, can we know what complete housing is about? And I'll throw it to both of you. I don't know how you want to do this, but one person can start, the other can chip in. Just let it flow, however you want.
Oh,
But what is complete housing?
all right. So, I mean, how complete housing basically is a construction firm that deals with, first of all, affordable, mobile, transportable, minimalistic homes. You know,
Okay.
uh, that's what we are about. I mean, you know that naturally for almost close to about for some time now, the world has been paying much more attention to minimalistic homes. And I know that you, particularly from when you were back in Canada, it was
Hmm.
something where you were very knowledgeable about. So I mean, for some time from like 2020, I mean, I remember I wanted to do something in my household. You know, there was
Okay.
some space where I went to share. I was like, yo, I mean, because sometimes when you're when you have the opportunity and you're making some funds, you want to be able to invest in before you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying. So
Right.
I there was a space close to my father's property, so I mean my late father's property. So I definitely went ahead and I asked my mom, who's now the owner, that hey, I want to be able to I want to be able to construct something, for the
Mhm.
household. And
Right.
my mom blatantly said no. She was like, you know that
Oh
there
no.
are she was like, yo, the siblings, I mean, you never know, back in Ghana, Africa, people
Mhm.
can act funny.
Right.
So I was like, because I wanted to build something small because naturally my businesses are close,
Mhm.
proximity wise. Again, too, I realized that there's a big issue when it comes to land acquisition. There's a big issue. So I felt like
Okay.
once I have a space close to our property, why not? I mean, and the space can house about like a two-bedroom unit. So
Mhm.
I said once she said no, I was like, wow, okay. I didn't give up. So then
Right.
I chanced upon these minimalistic homes. And when I chanced upon, I was like, yo. But first of all, I would say I'm a big fan of God. So I remember the Holy Spirit naturally just sharing to me, like, yo, pay attention to what is happening across the world. And I was like, yo,
Mhm.
okay. So I went in, and as I went in, I was like, this thing can actually solve my problem. Because is a like if I can have a home unit where I
Mhm.
can place it, and if I'm leaving, I can take my thing along. Like, and again,
Right. And you don't have to worry about
exactly,
the land
exactly.
issue.
And
Right.
it was all about container homes too. So I was like, this thing can really solve a big problem.
Mm.
So I later on I went to tell my mom about it, and this time she was like, okay. I mean, since if you're going, you can take it along, then we are good to go. But then
Right.
then something happened. I went deep inside because I used to have a construction firm with my lead business partner. He died in 2018. I mean, that was one of
Mm.
the things that
Sorry about
happened
that.
that
Mhm.
changed. It changed my life drastically.
Mm.
So I've always been, as I said, I've always been a big fan of developmental stuff, like things that would touch and be more purposeful and make sense, and it would allow
Mhm.
people to. So for some time, even at our end, when I had that construction firm, we were very much focused on things that would better the housing industry. Because number one, we realized that in Ghana, homes are very expensive. There's issues with land, like land. When you're acquiring land, it has its issues. Building is not easy. The average Ghanaian finds it hard to build homes. It's like you can get to own homes when you're like 50 or 60. Young people are
Right.
finding it
Mhm.
difficult, exactly. So once I chanced upon this and I was like, yo, it looks like this thing can really take care of affordable housing. Like, why are people not paying attention to this? Like, why
Right.
exactly? Like, this thing could really, really take care of affordable housing. So I started doing, research. Fortunately, I had a couple of guys who I spoke to. They even helped me come about with the name. But along the line, sometimes people are not patient. Like people just
Mhm.
they just leave. So it was all
Right.
left with me, but I didn't give up. I didn't give up. I really didn't give up. I was writing, I was building up a proposal. I would tell people about it, and basically, it's like everybody would give me like, "Oh, Charlie, this thing is good, but would it work in Ghana? You know how it is like. You know how it is like
Oh
you
man,
know
don't
how it
get me
is like.
started on that.
You know how
Don't
it is like."
get me started on.
Eh,
I had the idea to sound. Um,
like
no,
like
yeah, I get you.
everybody was like, oh, and there was another twist to it because I realized that this is something most Ghanaians will pick on if it rises up. But
Right.
again, because of the mindset of development, and I realized that people need to make money, I got the idea came when I was like, what if we can Uber lands? What if we can turn lands in an Uberman form? Because these units are mobile, like they are really
Tell me about
mobile.
that. What do you mean? What do you mean when you say that? Because I mean, it makes sense to you because you've thought through it.
Okay,
But what
so
do you mean when you say it? Did you
all
say
right, so
Uber the house?
like Ubering of lands. So like the
Or
Oh,
way
Airbnb.
like Airbnb started with Ubering of homes. Like like Ubering,
right,
like Uber is a term. So
right.
they started sharing spaces in their homes. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, okay, these homes are transportable, they're mobile, they're minimalistic, meaning you can have tiny like you can have some units on a piece of land, like a half plot or even a full plot.
Right.
So I realized that in Ghana here, most people buy lands and they don't have money to actually start something. And in
Build.
Ghana, exactly. And in Ghana here, if your land is bare for about 1 to 12 years, it's no more yours. Like, it's really no more yours. And if you're not able to construct something up as soon as possible, people can easily take your land.
Well,
So,
technically, legally it's
aha,
yours, but we
exactly.
know that if someone else buys the land and
If
builds, that's
exactly,
a whole
exactly.
other
Exactly.
struggle.
Exactly. And one thing I love, especially when I really started taking God serious, was the mindset of purposefulness, was being able to look out for things that would make a difference, that would touch lives. And it began to soak into me that the truth is if we don't take it upon ourselves to make a difference, nobody will do it for us. So no matter
Exactly.
how it looked like, I was like, I'm still going to keep at this. So
Hmm.
when this idea came in about the rent your land program, like for instance, people can have their lands available whilst they are waiting for some people to wait for their lands to appreciate. All right. It's not
Okay.
even just lands, but people have spaces in their homes. Like they have spaces, a lot of spaces in their homes. They do
Hmm.
not realize that
So
back.
you were saying that they don't realize that they can make money with the extra space that they have in their homes or on their
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's where I almost lost you, but
Ex-
we're good.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like they don't. So it was like, how can we help people make money off their spaces and at the same
Okay,
time help them raise money? So it was like, let's come up with ways to help it. So it was an idea that came about it. Now,
okay. But Kweku, when
yeah.
did you meet Kojo? And when did Kojo come into the picture?
All right. So
Because it seems like you had told other people about this,
exactly.
right?
Now, Kojo had heard about. I know Kojo way back in. We had the opportunity to meet around 2016. So, I mean, that time I and my business partner, my late business partner, we were coming up with cryptocurrency. I mean,
Mhm.
and Kojo is, as he said, the guy is a hustler. I mean, the guy understands.
Mhm.
So we had that kind of conversation. All right. Now, Kojo was back in the States and Kojo heard about Beggified. So I'm
Right.
one of the founders
Which
of
is your
Beggified,
other business.
my other business. So Kojo heard about Beggified. So Kojo came down, and the moment he came down, he passed through. And as of that time, I was behind the grill. I was cooking, like I was really behind the grill cooking, taking care of clients. And then I had to go and talk to Kojo. It was very clear, like, go and talk to Kojo. So then Kojo was with his friends. I went to him. I was like, yo, bro, what's up? Can I get 5 minutes of your time? I need 5 minutes
Mm.
of your time. And I pitched this
Now,
idea.
Kwaku, I'm gonna stop you right there because I want Kojo to tell me how that conversation went from his perspective. I mean, you're sitting there with your friends. Kwaku comes up to you and says, "Can I get 5 minutes of your time, bro? I need to speak to you." I
Yeah,
want to
you
hear
know,
it
it was
from your
interesting.
side.
Yeah, you know, the interesting thing, it was when I had just come back to Ghana. And, you know, a Kwaku doesn't know that, but that entire day and the day before, I'd been hearing pitches. I've
Oh
been hearing
wow.
pitches for everything from cashew plants to gold mines to
Oh
chicken
my.
farm, everything. It was very few people that came from a perspective of providing value
Mm,
versus people that came from a perspective of getting money. You know,
right.
and that speaks to what the company, Complete Housing isn't a company that was made to get money.
Mm,
Uh, we're selling houses at
right.
$15,000,
Exactly.
right? We're selling you a house forever for $15,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? A starting price. And later on, we're going to add things like solar panels, atmospheric water generators,
Mm.
where your
Sorry,
house
we
could be
lost
completely
Kwaku there,
contained,
but I'm sure he'll come. He'll come back up soon. Go
right?
ahead, Kaja.
So this company it's not about us.
Right.
It's about all of us.
Mm. Okay. So
My
then.
dream for this company
Mm-hmm.
is to eliminate the slums.
Mm,
We shouldn't have any more slums in our country. We should find creative ways
mm-hmm.
to provide good housing. Housing is a human necessity. A
Exactly.
human being needs water, food, and shelter.
Yeah.
When a person doesn't have decent shelter, it negatively impacts so many other subsequent portions of their lives. When your starting base in the morning is insecure, how much more the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and the rest of your life?
That's valid. Yeah.
So that's why we came up with these programs like the Turnkey Investor Program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can be an investor, you can buy a property, we manage the property for you, and we give you your returns. What does this do? It allows people to rent our property if they're not even ready to buy it. We have
Fine.
we don't charge any interest ever on any payment plans. No matter how long it takes you to pay, you're not paying interest.
That's huge.
No matter
That's unheard of.
how it's, it's unheard of, but we if you calculate it, there's no reason not to. So
Right.
with our flexible payment plan, no matter how much money you have,
Mm-hmm.
wherever you are, if you can pay 50 cities your first month,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. You're on your way to getting a house.
That's
If you can pay
awesome.
100 cities, right? Whatever you can pay. And
Mm-hmm.
as you progress in life, maybe you'll be making more money as you progress in life and you increase your payments. Once you pay for 70% of that housing cost, we
Mm-hmm.
build the house and deliver it to you. You pay off the rest while you're living in the house.
Oh, that's okay. So once you get to what 70% of your payment
Yeah,
being
yeah,
fulfilled, you can move
right,
in. Okay.
right,
Okay.
right. That's for any of our payment plans where you're going to take more than 1 year to pay,
Mm,
right? Another thing we did, not only can you get housing, but you can get money. You can get money by referring customers to us,
mm-hmm.
right? Right now, we're doing a program where if you refer a customer to us, the customer buys,
Mm-hmm.
you get $500 in your pocket commission, right?
Yeah.
As the customer makes their payments.
I mean,
And
$500 in this economy is beautiful. In this Ghana economy. Yeah,
hey, you can take that $500 and start paying towards your own home,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So we wanted to create ways where people could solve their land problems, people could make money, people can get affordable housing, And the mobile aspect is no matter what happens, if there's anything going on, you can move your house.
Your house is not.
We have land dispute issues in this country,
Mhm, mhm.
So not being stuck being mobile is huge. So this
That's
company
big.
is about all of us.
Yeah.
We wanted to make it where everyone can help each other through
Mhm,
this vehicle.
mhm.
So that's what it's all about.
That's an amazing purpose behind what you're doing, because I feel that's what's gonna give you longevity. That's what's gonna give you like an edge over the others, because there's a purpose to it. It's not just let's build some houses, let's sell some houses, let's make some money. Like there's so many people going for affordable housing, but what is the real mission and vision behind that that plan or that game plan that they have, right? So I think that's huge what you're doing. I commend you. I applaud you for it. And I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to at least delve into the why behind what you're doing. And not just, hey, their building's going for this affordable price. Like,
Right.
because you can find that in so many places, right? But I also find that when you're building at that level of like at that price point, it's either you're being purposeful about it and your materials, or like there's something behind it, or like we hope it's not someone who's just trying to cut corners and be cheap. Right? So when you have, oh, I see I think I think
I think
Crystal came
quickly.
back.
Yeah. And I just wanted to shout out. We have a couple other members of our team here.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
Yeah, sorry
we
about
have our
that. Yeah.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
All right. Okay.
is here. Adomba Phyllis, that's our chief sales executive, and
Okay.
Mr.
Awesome.
Manhat,
Okay.
that's our financial services specialist. So
Mhm.
just wanted to shout them out. You know, they're here with me.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for joining, and thank you for what you're doing with Complete Housing, your whole team. You guys are amazing. And I, as I said, I love that you have that mission and purpose behind what you're doing. Ghana needs this. Ghana needs this. Africa needs this, right? Um, and I know you're started, yeah, I know you're started here, but I am so like sure that this is gonna spread like wildfire. And Tiny House Africa is behind you guys 101%. We definitely want to see this go far. So yeah.
But
Is there
Thank you so much.
anything else? Like I think when I asked what is complete housing, you've pretty much broken it down to the T, right?
but but to
That Mhm.
come in to where Kojo, as Kojo said, again, pardon me for leaving. It's just Ghana network issues. Please pardon.
I know. I'm just praying as I sit here. Lord, please hold my internet and my electricity.
I know, right? It's not. I mean, it's every
These are
single day
all things you
when
should,
I
Kwaku,
know,
these are
right?
all
Yeah,
things you should jot down
I
for
know, right?
complete housing, so we don't have
Yeah,
to worry about those things. And I know you're already looking at that. And
Solar is
so,
in the plan.
I'm
yeah,
telling
I
you,
know
I'm
you're
telling you,
already looking
To
at
have
that.
solar.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
we want to have
Definitely.
solar.
But to chip in quick. So when I had the opportunity, when Kojo gave me 5 minutes, it was like I remember vividly. He gave me 5 minutes. I was like, bro. So I pitched this, and it was a listening ear for me, and
Right.
But one of the beautiful things I have learned, especially having the opportunity to meet Kojo, is Ghanaians, most of us, we're not ready to go through the process of planning. We are all
Right.
about we're all about, yo, let's go and let's dive in, let's make money. Like, give me the money.
Right.
You're an investor, give me the money,
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it took it took a whole year of real
Mm,
planning of, and this is something I am so glad the opportunity that I met Kojo, because not only did he just be like, Kweku, I will probably put in some cash, but I'm going to
mm-hmm.
help you develop this. And
That's key.
it then made me understand that there's a reason why I had that still voice, because when I when he took me through the entire process, and I was blown away. And it's clear, I mean, Diella, you had the opportunity to live in Canada for a very long time. There's a
Mm-hmm,
big
mm-hmm.
difference with the mentality of how these people function, how these people think. It's the main reason why we should not, I mean, especially with the diasporas that are really coming in to want to live in this country, we shouldn't frustrate them, because they are really here
True.
to help development. They are really, really here to help development, and we should not frustrate them, because the ideas, the mindset in
Mm-hmm,
which they work, and the attitude is mind blowing. And if we
mm-hmm,
have that
mm-hmm.
little type of attitude and drive in the steps and the processes and the patience, I believe as Ghanaians we're definitely going to move far. So complete housing,
Definitely.
as he said, is more purpose oriented. I mean, that's where
Right.
I come from. So it became a blessing to meet somebody who is not about the money, but it's about ways to help make lives better. And honestly, that's what we're
Exactly.
about. That's where the idea and everything just came about. And we on it. We're basically on it. Let's do
That's
this, bro. Let's
awesome.
do this.
So you've answered my question of whether there's a need of this product and service that you're offering in Ghana. You've mentioned a few things and why that need is necessary, right?
Yeah.
The problems that complete housing is setting out to solve. And I appreciate you saying that and talking about like different issues that the average Kenyan faces, right? In coming up with land, even purchasing of land, right?
Yes.
For them to even
Yes.
go through and find out who owns what for you to get the
Mm-hmm.
land, and then
Mm-hmm.
being on the land. And if you don't have tons of money to build this huge building on there,
Exactly.
then I mean, you're sitting there thinking, how much is cement today? Tomorrow is going up. And like, you know, the dollar is
Exactly.
changing, all these different things,
Exactly.
right? That makes
Exactly.
people so fearful
Exactly.
of even starting because they're just like overwhelmed. So I
Exactly.
believe your service is bringing that kind of calm and that kind of like, you know, focus to
Exactly.
people that actually want to go into home ownership and maybe thought it wasn't possible. And it's also
Exactly.
solving a huge
It's
different
crazy.
problem,
It's crazy. I
right?
mean, Diella,
So
you have a very powerful understanding of tiny minimalistic homes. These
yeah,
homes are such a way that there's a reason why these homes are trending all across the
right,
world.
right,
There's a powerful reason. As much as of the green aspects it gives, these homes are habitable. Like it's fast to build. You get what I'm
right.
saying? The materials used are much more affordable than the regular traditional. It's something Ghanaians need to really pay attention to. It's something, and the crazy aspect is the mobility. Like we have no idea. Like, there's a tree adage where it says that, I mean, if a home unit was something you could take along, then you wouldn't go through the whole rent process. Like there's a tree something where
Right.
exactly, and this is
Yeah.
such a way that, I mean, you're there one day, and the government can come to you and be like, hey, this land is, you've done something. They are clearing off every single homes in this particular land because they're using it for a certain project. And it's like
Right.
you've invested homes, you've invested a lot. Next minute, it's like, wow, are you losing your homes like that? Now, with this, what happens is once you're here, you can just carry your home. If somebody is looking at encroaching on your land and you're looking for a temporary home to live in, get this home unit, put it there, start. You save yourself so much with rent. You get what I'm saying? And not just that, but these units are minimalistic. You can have about 5 or 6 or 7 units, 7 units on your plot, and you can then rent it for others. Like the creativity and the dynamism these homes give is
Mhm.
crazy. And we need to pay attention. Like we have no other
Right.
choice than to pay attention.
We
So it's
do, we
it's
do,
exactly, we
we
really do
do.
need to pay attention. So
That's
I'm
awesome.
it's
sorry,
So
I have to run. I have to
you,
run. I have to go meet to another meeting. But
okay.
thank you so much for having us on. Thank
Okay.
you so much. I'm sure we'll be connecting more soon.
for
I'm sure you're
sure.
gonna be.
I
Uh,
actually wanted to ask you before you head out, because I have my last question here of where and how listeners can get in touch with you, um, and then we can extend the conversation another time. So
for sure, we'll
if you
definitely have
want,
to do this again.
yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
So
So how
our
can people
website
get
is
a hold of you? Hmm.
our the main best way to learn more about our company and get in touch with us is head to our website, complete.house. You can also contact us through our Instagram page. You can contact us through the phone number on the website, email, a lot of different ways to get in contact with us. And we're always available.
And people should watch out
Awesome.
for our prototype. We're doing the prototype home as soon as possible, so they'll get to know where we are actually doing some aspect of our estates bit too, so that because we have a lot of questions where people are asking like, where are these homes located? It's they're going to be getting more information as time goes on. They're going to be getting more information.
Okay, awesome. Well, I want to say a huge thank you to Kojo and Kweku for joining me this evening and for shedding some light on the amazing work that you're doing. We really appreciate you guys and we wish you the very best. Hope you have a great night. Thank you, everyone else, for joining us. I hope everyone
Okay.
learned a little bit of something today.
All
All
right.
right,
Thank you
and
too,
we'll talk
Diella.
soon,
Thank
guys.
you. And you take care. All right.
All right, take care, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, take care.
Mhm.